Hello and welcome to Garblack Games. We're playing Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition, and this is Flint and Steel!
Flint and Steel!
Hello and welcome back to episode 8 of Flint and Steel. I'm Pete, the Games Master, and in a moment we'll go round and everyone will tell you who they are, who they're playing, and what they've spent their 75 experience points on. Very important I say how much experience points you've got, because no one's keeping a track of the long-term number of points, and I'll have to go back and watch them all and add it all up. Anyway, before we do that, please don't forget to go and check out our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Also, if you're listening to us on the podcast, please go and check out the YouTube channel. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please go and check out the podcast. We also have a Discord. Loads of people getting on there now, talking about lots of different things. We've recently opened up a map channel to discuss map making and all the things to do with that.
Is the channel called It's a Map?
It's not. It should be. But I'm now going to change it. And by the time this is out, yes, it is.
Hey!
Okay. We also have a Patreon, which we're up to 41 patrons now. Oh. Everyone who helps us by supporting the channel helps to make it a bit better for everybody else, from all the kit and equipment that we have to the games that we play and all the stuff. And honestly, we don't just spend it on beer. That is amazing. Thank you very much for your support. Treasure. Hero Quest. What's that? That's a trap!
It's too bright.
Yeah, you have to tilt it forward.
I tilted it forwards.
It's a trap!
Thank you for that. Why do you have that?
I keep it because it reminds me of Admiral Akbar and Hero Quest. Both very important.
Ah, twofer. Cool. We just released the Smuggler's Hideout adventure location to our patrons. It will go on Drive-Thru-RPG soon, but it is just for patrons right now. We have other things on Drive-Thru-RPG and on Redbubble. All of those things have links below. Please go and check them all out. But stay with us now and watch the show. And without further ado, we'll begin on my left.
Hi, I'm Simon. I'm playing Alvin. I spent my XP on cool because I spent some of it.
Because I'm cool. I thought you were going to say that.
Because
I'm a pair of sunglasses.
I spent some of the last episode trying to chat up a lady.
And you need more
willpower to
avoid her.
The thing was, see, because I failed, I can't put my charm up because obviously so I put my cool up because I just shrugged it.
Yeah,
you shrugged it off.
Because you were dealing with rejection without crying.
Shrugged it off.
I like that. I like that.
I'm now more prepared for combat in all forms.
Yeah, okay.
I'm Kevin. I'm playing Siegbert, warrior priest of Sigmar, and I haven't spent my experience because I don't know what I'm going to buy next, but I might be saving up for a level up.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
Oh, so it's okay when he says that.
No, because he said, I haven't spent my XP because I'm saving it for something. You just went,
but she says exactly that quite a lot.
Yeah,
by the time we get round to Lawrence and he says, I'm saving it, you go, oh, that was a good idea. I should say it.
Okay, well,
One time,
I'm Sam. I'm playing Morgan, and I actually remember to spend some XP this month.
Month?
Yes, it is one. Yeah.
It's the last day of January. It's my brother's birthday. Happy birthday, Charlie. This is late.
Happy birthday, Charlie.
I forgot to phone him.
This is the present you've gotten him. Why do you spend your XP on, Sam?
Intimidate, because apparently people were kind of slightly threatened by Morgan, or at least, Earhart was.
A little bit.
And it's on my list of stuff that I can get, so it was easy.
Okay, cool.
Hi, I'm Roger. I'm playing Bagric Rolfson, and I spent my XP on strength because Bagric has been using his arms a lot, and I can finally up it now. I'm an honour guard.
You're third tier.
I am third tier.
Third?
Fucking hell. How'd you get to third tier?
Because he didn't do lots of other things first. Because he's just had one career.
I did, yeah. I had two.
Oh, you've had two careers.
Didn't want to start.
Two careers. Not just one.
Hi, I'm Lawrence. I'm playing Torvald Rolfson, the Dwarven Scout, and I haven't spent any XP either this week because I have some plans for it.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's how you do it.
At some point he's going to have like a swimming pool.
We know he has
I have over
scrolls.
200 XP saved. I don't know what it's for.
Oh, God. I have a couple of talents. They're 100 each.
Wicked. Why didn't you tell me that earlier?
You have all the rules.
You wrote it down on your sheet.
Yeah. Anyway.
Is that for talents?
So.
Talents are 100.
Always.
Yes.
Unless you already have them and you're leveling them up, then it's 200, and then you do them again, it's 300.
I don't have talents on here. I have characteristics and skills.
Well, then just
put talents on the end and write 100
Thanks.
/ 200 for them.
Okay,
Thanks.
Sam's referring to the cheat sheet that she has
Yeah.
for character advancement, which
I
clearly
don't have a
is
book.
not sufficient. Okay,
All written down, you just choose not to use it. That's fine.
sure. So, it's going to be a fun night.
It's because I'm more interested in the characters and the roleplay
Okay,
than the
than the
numbers.
stats. Of course,
Yep.
absolutely, like all of us. Anyway, oh dear, Kevin's found the crow. Right.
It's a raven.
Raven, sorry. Well, it's not a raven. Is it?
It's a bit.
It's a
small
black raven.
raven.
It's a black raven.
I think it's a
He can
Okay.
speak that 'cause he's got a horse.
I'm already
So,
overstimulated.
last time on Flint and Steel, Kevin, what happened?
It's a bad idea, Pete.
Okay, Roger, what happened?
Last time on Flint and Steel, after that we threw the guy on the pyre at the end of the previous episode.
We didn't.
All right,
We did.
we didn't. The village did.
Yep.
We did some investigating. Morgan found a relic buried in the base of what was the Temple of Arena, which was a very old sword that would have been really nice back in the day, but is now old and rusty and
You wouldn't
battered.
use it as a weapon.
And then that got taken into the Temple of, into the inn for safekeeping.
Yep.
Bagrick organised a lead box in case we find some warpstone, because
May have forgotten about at
which
the
we
end of the last
completely
episode.
forgot about. Torvald drew some maps,
Yep.
and then after Bagrick spoke to Volkhard, he led him to Torvald because he went, "Oh, I can draw you a map," and I went, "I know someone that can draw maps."
Oh, yeah.
Alvin attempted to get lucky with one of the local ladies, and it didn't go well.
I mean, it went well. It just didn't. He didn't
Oh well, all right.
Yeah, she was being friendly, but you were like, hey. And she's like, I've only just met you.
And he went hunting as well and saw an ogre in the woods
Yes.
with a party of scumbags.
Scumbags.
Why didn't you bring the ogre back? He would have done good eating on him.
And he did bring back
Or
a
why don't you
boar.
flirt with the ogre?
Well, I think you find that I didn't want Bagrick to miss out on chopping an ogre's legs off.
Sigbert was having a bit of a time of faith. He branded himself as he was
Oh,
in
yeah.
retrospection of his actions with regards to the
Erhard?
Erhard,
I think I
bad
was
murderer
more
man.
right now than I did before.
Tattoos!
So he branded himself with his own hammer.
Yeah, that was cool.
And he was also observing what Morgan was doing as he's trying to learn more about being a priest. And then we set off down the river.
Well,
The following
importantly,
morning-
Torvald had made a few discoveries and some sketches and pieced some information together to try and figure out where this cave was that apparently some people had gone off and gone into a cave
from
and found
Volkhard.
something. And also where the old lodge might be. And then you found out that there is a small stream running from the hills past the old lodge and into the main river.
And it smells of ammonia.
And as you got there, it kind of smells funky and disgusting. And you can see this old lodge in the trees, just sort of a little bit back from the river, a little bit back from the stream.
So we got her to pull up her little barge a
sort
bit
of.
further away.
Yep.
And then told us to go back where it was safe and we would continue on.
Yes. And you guys have been sort of making your way through the trees. Heartwin is going to follow up behind you with the lead box. That's what we're going to do, aren't we?
It's going to go.
Unfortunately, Jim can't be here tonight.
So Hartwin needs to go back and get the lead box and bring it back to us.
With
'cause
the
we
lady on the
forgot it.
barge, he's going to help her punt back up the river and then come back with the lead box. Okay. Right, so you guys are approaching and you could see through the trees the old lodge. It's kind of like there's lots of branches in the way, bushes, scrub, that kind of thing. But as you kind of stepped through, I think Torvald and Alvin were at the front.
We're at the front, yeah.
And you kind of stepped through between some trees and you could see this little stream. It's not big. It's a little stream coming down between rocks and kind of worn a little way down between the soil and stuff. But there was a strong smell. Something
Yeah.
wrong. It was
Rotten water and stuff.
yes, it smelled rotten. And we left it there. So we return to the adventure as the five of you are making your way through the trees. Torvald and Alvin make perception rolls. Or insight rolls. Well, only one, and it's up to you which one you want to make.
Perception.
Okay. Yeah, you are
I can't see.
more perceptive, aren't you?
Not with those bonuses.
There are no bonuses.
No, I know that's right.
Insight isn't a skill.
Oh,
Perception.
what is it?
You mean intuition?
Intuition, that's it, sorry. Intuition.
They're both on rise. So 10 and 30. 10 and...
Not the only one that's been cheating with other systems.
No, 43.
Yeah.
I failed.
You failed. 12
Passed.
I didn't fail very much.
Passed. Cool. Okay. As you approach, not only can you smell this putrid water, but you can hear some noises coming from the old lodge, and you can hear a kind of clattering, like distant, like someone's knocked over a table. That kind of sound coming from the building. You don't know whether it's inside, behind it. All you can see at the moment is this kind of shape of this building. It's a small one-story little house with a little pitched roof, which has seen better days. It's kind of overgrown. As you've been told, it's kind of been there for a while. It's a bit shabby, but definitely a noise came from the old lodge.
Pete, can we smell? Are we close enough that we can smell that it's all horrible as well?
As this kind of hits your guys' noses, it kind of starts to waft behind as they've kind of moved all these bushes and things out of the way.
Can I do a blessing of protection on Torval?
You certainly can. You hear a muttering of prayers and intoning of the name of Sigmar.
No, I don't think so. No, never mind.
But you style it out as just something unnatural's here.
Yeah,
There's movement inside.
I'm still praying for it. It just doesn't. He doesn't
Is
listen.
there a little window? Or a big window?
You can't see from here. There's lots of trees. So you can see the outline of the building. There's trees, there's bushes and shrubs. You can kind of see a bit of the wall over there, a bit
Can
of
we
that
see
corner of the
doors?
building. Not from where you are, but there seems to be, down this little stream, there's a kind of opening in between the trees where maybe there's a path into the old lodge.
Perhaps some of you should sneak round to try and get to the door.
You can all now smell this
Oh, no.
pungent, disgusting smell.
I'm happy to sort of quietly head over and take a look around the building.
Okay, you'll need to cross the stream to get there.
Right?
So can we have a...
Never cross streams.
Never cross the streams. Can we have a...
Stealth?
No. Athletics roll at plus 40. Because you're just hopping over a stream.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah, okay. I'm definitely okay.
with 40. Yeah.
Okay. You kind of walk up to it and you can kind of see, as I said last time, there's kind of a slight oil slicky kind of nature to it. It's kind of this reflective light. For a moment it looks quite pretty, but the smell is just disgusting. And it's less ammonia. There's something unnatural about this smell. You don't normally smell this, even with rotting food and those kinds of things. And it kind of, the stream is kind of trickling past and you kind of step across it. And you can see that there are a few loose stones, some loose soil. Some of the mud has kind of absorbed this water. And you can see that soil there has gone like got a greeny
So it's
tinge to the
discolouring.
soil. Yeah, discolouring. So it seems to be sort of seeping into the soil around. So you kind of see this and hop over that space.
Yeah.
And you get to the other side and you kind of head down to the opening.
Do
Do you want to
how
stealth
far
it?
away are we?
Before you
from
do
it?
that, we have stealth rolls from these two.
roll.
How far?
Yeah, basically, Bagrick's trying to work out if he can get a little bit closer.
So there's maybe 30 feet to get across this stream. And then there's another 20 feet to the opening, but to the side. And then the lodge is probably another 40 feet, 50 feet away from the
Okay,
opening.
so yeah, we
So
can
there's
get a bit closer.
You can.
I will wait. Right, I will just stand and
You
let
can let Torvald.
get a few
Okay.
paces, and if he fails, as in if he makes lots of breaking
Sure,
noises,
yeah.
then I'm just going to go.
Ooh, that's.
What,
I'm
like-
so glad that I have stealth rural.
Okay.
I passed just.
Okay. So
Okay.
as he moves his foot, like a stone moves, but then he catches himself and then he steps forward, and you kind of make your way to the edge of the tree that kind of forms one side of this opening in there to the lodge. before you kind of catch up to him, you kind of look around, and you can see now the small hut. There is a doorway facing this kind of little path. It's less of a path now. It's kind of been overgrown with weeds and grass and things. Kind of leads down to this doorway. The doorway is open and dark. The building looks dilapidated. Down one side, which is kind of the long side, you can see a window, but it looks like it's muddy or dirty or something. There's no light coming from inside the building. Yeah. It's a simple wooden construction with like wooden and some slats on the roof. You can tell some of it's rotted away, some of it's broken. The inside is probably compromised to the elements in various ways. Shrubs and things are sort of growing up around the corners and around the edges of it. So it looks like it hasn't been used in a while. Make your stealth roll. This one's just a pass fail. Fail.
I failed.
So you guys step out now, sort of to the edge of the trees where you were.
I want to get over the stream.
Athletics rolls at +40 for all of you guys.
Yes.
So Torvald, you're kind of there, nicely positioned behind a shrub, with little leaves in front of your eyes, and you're kind of staring through. And behind you, you hear Alvin with his heavy boots kind of crunch through some loose stones, and from the grass in front of you, you see like a small squirrel kind of sneak off. Make a perception roll. Yeah, it has a strange coloured fur.
Okay.
Right, what are you guys doing? You're all kind of walking up. How did you do with your athletics rolls?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a pass. It's not a great pass, but it's a pass.
It's just a pass fail. Okay.
Very pass. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, he's a ninja.
so you kind of dance across, or maybe like pole vault with your hammer or something. Do like a cartwheel or something.
It's a one-handed hammer.
It's a
That'd be really
one-handed hammer. Yeah.
You just swing it round
you
and
just
go,
use that. Thor across. Yeah.
I just step.
Yeah, he just stepped across, but with long legs.
with
yeah.
dignity. That was the thing.
Yeah. So you
With
guys
dignity, you'd
make
like
it
to
across,
kiss the priest more.
just as Alvin kind of makes some noise, and you hear a very faint movement from beyond Torvald, but it's small critter kind of sound.
Well, we're pretty sure someone's in the building, and Simon has just advertised. Oh, sorry, Alvin has just advertised our presence.
Where are my dice?
Alvin will pick up speed.
You hear a smash from inside the house, and you're pretty sure that the window there is kind of rattled, kind of on the side.
Yeah, Bagrick's going to start closing in on the building.
Okay, so you're not stealthing now; you're just walking down
Well,
towards
he's
the
going to
building.
try.
Make a roll.
And succeed!
Wow.
I rolled a 3!
Bagrick goes full ninja and sneaks down the side.
In full
To be
plate.
fair, it's kind of just
that's only like one success level though.
That's okay.
Because I'm not trained in stealth and I'm a dwarf in plate. So I passed with a success level on a 3.
Well done. So Bagrick walks just, he's not like going or anything, but he just kind of, you see he's kind of
Carefully.
deliberately, carefully walking down towards the house. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm running.
Not quite
You're
sure
going to
how
run
that
down
works.
there.
Well, yeah, I'm going to run
Straight past them.
him. Yeah.
Straight past him and him.
Well,
Remember the last time you did
he's
this?
behind me.
But no, he's catching up to you. So he's kind of walking up now, and you're going to run.
to face the
Okay.
fear.
Right. So you're going to run.
Yeah.
Okay, make a stealth roll at -40.
Okay, I can't pass that.
No, but you tell me how many negative success levels you have.
Oh, okay.
See how much noise.
Oh God! How much noise he makes?
Yes.
Roll.
I rolled an 88.
88.
Miles an hour.
Does he stack it? 'Cause that's critical.
No, if it was an athletics
I'm
roll.
not trying to make a stealth.
No.
I'm not trying to be stealthy.
No, I know, but I'm just trying to how
See
much
how
noise
noise
you
you actually
make as you run down there.
I think Alvin has just let out a battle cry. as
Yeah.
he's gone.
You might have stood on that squirrel.
No, I
He's now
know,
screaming.
I know you're not trying to be stealthy, but I was trying to represent
Okay.
how noisy you were.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Really noisy.
So you were really noisy and perhaps a battle cry.
Screaming.
Scream. You're like, ah! I'm fucking coming for you! You better run!
All right.
Get out of the house! Get out of the house! Or some.
When he starts making a shit ton of noise, Bagrick's just going to run.
Okay, right. When Alvin starts making a shit ton of noise, what are you guys doing? Bagric started walking down there. Torvald's waiting there. Are you armed? Have you got your crossbow out or anything?
No, I hadn't drawn anything
Cool.
at this point.
I'm assuming Bagric has his axe in his hand.
And shield, yeah.
And Alvin is like spear and shield kind of
Can I try?
towards the door.
Can I try a prayer of courage this time, but on Alvin?
Sure.
Sure, he needs
Possibly.
it.
That's what makes it fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I
Yeah.
feel really courageous.
Everyone has it. I think.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
Okay.
9 and I've got 60, so it's 5 success levels. And it's for every 2 I get to do 1 extra thing, right?
So there is a faint
So targets.
resonance to the words that come out of Siegbert's mouth as he intones a prayer of Sigmar. Encourage, and you're holding faith in Sigmar to embolden you against the coming battle.
So I got 3 extras.
Okay?
So 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so all of the others, you're okay.
Yeah. Everyone gets plus 10 willpower. For
Plus 10 willpower
6 rounds.
for 6 rounds.
Probably
Okay.
should have done it on yourself.
And as this happens,
I've got
Alvin's battle cry
59.
turns into a full battle cry.
not as much as that. But
Oh!
That was not a battle cry.
That's a weird battle. Ow! Wicked. Okay, great battle cry.
It would certainly
You
be
missed
distracting.
our conversation
Foghorn.
before filming of like we were talking about a mirror Star Trek episode, and then we talked about like a mirror Woofrup episode, and what your character might be like. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, okay, so you charge towards the door.
Yeah.
What's Morgan doing while this is going on?
Okay.
You suddenly feel him like, resolute.
Odds for melee, evens for ranged.
Okay. Roll.
Yes, swords.
Okay. So you draw your sword,
Yeah, I think so.
and you're going to move. Are you
I'm moving up.
are you running?
No.
No. Okay, so you're just approaching.
yeah, I'm moving up as well. Though.
Okay, so the 3 of you are kind of approaching. You're still watching
no.
back a bit. Are you going to hang back or are you going to move up?
I'm going to draw the crossbow and cover Alvin as he runs past me.
Yeah, I was going to say Bagric started running when he went.
Cool. Yeah,
So
sure.
I'm thinking we don't know how many people or whatever they may be are in this place, or if there's anything else around. So if they're charging in, that's cool. But I'm gonna keep more of an eye on if anything else happens, or if we draw
Okay.
any further
So,
interest.
as they're all running towards the front of the building,
Yep.
Torvald, you're stepping to the side. Which side? The side you can see with the window, or the side you're going towards the corner that you can't see?
I will go around. I will pass round towards the corner I can't see
Okay. To look down the other side of the
to
building.
look down the other side of the building.
Okay.
On the basis that the 2 priests will come up and be able to see where I'm standing anyway.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
if
Torvald kind
he's
of goes
moving round, I
into
wanna
the
keep him in
trees a
line of
bit
sight.
to the right, yeah, and you start to look down the other side of the building. You guys are there, up at the facing the front. You can see Alvin charging towards the front, just behind him a bit, you know, because he's got shorter legs.
Yeah.
Is
It's not as quick.
Bagric because he's kind of just moving along, like, I'm going to go and sort someone out. Right, you can see down the side of the building. There's a window, and then there's the front. What do you guys? What do you two? Where do you want to go? Do you want to go down the side, or do you want to go towards the front?
I'm gonna go towards the front, but just stay outside and
Okay.
watch to see what's going on.
I'll move round and be further towards Torvald.
Oh, okay, right.
That way.
So you guys go that way. Torvald, as you step round that way to look down the other side of the building, you can see now that a portion of one of the walls has been smashed through, and there is a large hole. And lying in the hole, in the kind of space where the wall would be, on the floor, kind of in the grass, there is a body. Make a perception roll to see what you can tell about it from this distance, and success levels count.
Mostly because I heard what happened last time he went off on his own.
How did you hear about that? Watch the show?
3 success levels.
Okay, right. From here you can tell that it's a human. He's wearing chainmail. And all of his internal
There's a big hole
digestive
in-
system
Yeah.
has been pulled out, and some of it has been stretched up and hooked on the fragments of wood
Yeah, around
of the wall, like in some kind of vicious mockery of the wound or something.
That's not pleasant.
Doesn't look very pleasant from... And you kind of step round the corner.
We don't think he enjoyed it.
Oh, I found the
No, no.
corpse. Of course I did.
Well, no, it's not right in front of you.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like,
no, no.
yeah.
But I
Dead body.
it.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
Dead body. Right, Alvin, you get to the front.
Okay.
The door is open. It's dark. You can see, as you get closer, that there are some forms on the floor in the room. And that there is a door that is slightly ajar inside the room. So it looks like it's a 2-room building. There's a little bit of light coming in there. So you assume there must be some way for light to come in the back room. Which is probably the hole that the other guys have seen, but you don't know that hole's there. You rush up to the front. There is no one smashing anything in this room, but there seem to be figures lying on the floor. Make a perception roll. See how your eyes adjust to the dark as you step in.
They don't.
Okay.
My eyes have not adjusted to the darkness.
Don't forget you have fortune points.
My eyes have not adjusted to the darkness.
That's fine. I want to remind everyone quickly, before we get into it, how you use your other points.
I'm sure this won't become relevant very shortly.
No, I just... No. Oh, yes, you find
Gonna get to hit
4
something.
healing potions and a magic sword. And then there's a big room just beyond. What's
Boss
going on?
fight!
Okay, so, just as a reminder, fortune, re-roll a failed test, add 1 success level to a test after it is rolled, or at the start of the round, choose when to act in that round disregarding initiative order. So you can do all those things with fortune. Spend a fate point to die another day, or how did that miss? So you can either ignore a whole hit, or a hit hits you, you don't die, but you fall unconscious and you're out of the scene. Yeah? Resolve. You can spend a point of resolve to become immune to psychology until the end of the next round.
Awesome.
Ignore all modifiers from all critical wounds until the beginning of the next round. Or remove 1 condition, like bleeding.
And is resolve the one you get back?
What was the middle one?
Resolve, the middle one.
Yeah.
Ignore all modifiers from all critical wounds.
So could we have
For
used
1 round.
resolve to get rid of our plague?
No. Because it's a condition. And I
But
can
yeah,
do
but
that,
we-
and
but-
you said no.
But we rolled on it to see whether or not we actually contracted it. So presumably we should have been able to. Because
We
it's
will,
only we rolled to
next
see whether or
time,
not we got
the
it.
next time we face it, we'll check it out.
Because we will. We're going to the cave plague.
Yeah.
We're in the
You can
origin.
spend a point of resilience to deny developing a mutation, but you don't lose your corruption points from that. Or I will not fail. Rather than roll the result of a test, you choose the number instead. So you could go, I rolled an 11.
Yeah.
I'm not... This is the big bad guy.
Yeah.
I need to hit him to kill him. We're all about to die. I get an 11. That's the best roll I can get with a critical hit. Boom, there you go.
So, but resolve and fortune you get back at
So-
every session.
No.
No.
Fortune you get back.
Yeah.
Resolve. So to regain resolve,
Small rolls.
regained whenever you act according to your motivation. During play, whenever you feel you have done this, you may ask the GM if you can recover 1 or more resolve points. What's your motivation?
What page is this on?
This is on page 171.
My motivation
170
is just
to
a picture of a
172.
twin-tailed comet. Does that?
That's cool. Sigma and justice. Have a think about what your motivation is. I think we all know what how your characters are motivated. And if you can argue against it, don't forget you've got
So if you had
screen.
succeeded with that lady, would that have gotten you?
Motivation.
No.
Resolve. No, 'cause you haven't spent
it would
any.
not have given me.
Okay.
No.
So, I just thought I'd mention that
Just in
before
case.
we carry on. Okay, so,
Verena stuff.
what are you doing? You failed your perception test.
I failed my perception test.
Okay, so you agreeing with me, or are you just repeating what I'm saying?
I definitely
You
did
go.
fail it.
Okay, so
61.
you run into the room. Are you going to stop? Are you going to go slowly, or are you just going to run into the room and run to the back room?
No, I'm just going to stop.
Okay,
I shall wait.
you can hear... Oh no, you can't hear Bagric coming up behind you because he's stealthed.
The
Yeah.
temperature.
I know, he's running now.
Oh, you're running now.
Because
Okay.
when
You can hear
Alvin
Bagric
started
running up
making-
behind you. So you get to the doorway, and you're like, there's I can't quite make it out. There's some shapes in the room, sort of towards the back. It's quite dark in here. And you kind of stand there, and Bagric comes up behind you and steps into the doorway. You have dark
Yeah, I'll
vision.
step up next to him, kind of shield.
You've got
him.
night vision, haven't you?
I do.
You've got night vision. There are 2 bodies lying on the floor.
Corpses or
They are corpses because one of them has had his head removed,
That'll do it.
and a lot of what was in the neck removed and maybe chewed on. They look like there are big bite marks on it. The other body has had both his legs torn from his body,
Wow, okay.
and it looks like there are kind of flicks and sprays of blood across the room, as if someone has stood in the middle of the room and swung
Cartwheel.
2 severed legs around.
That was a really angry squirrel.
Should have let the Wookiee win.
And there are some legs sort of discarded in the corner. There is blood, there is guts. That person died screaming, staring up at something in front of them. The other one
Something swinging its
swinging his own legs around, and the other guy, obviously his head was removed. So
Careful, manling. Whatever's in there has got bloody big, a lot of strength behind it.
make a perception roll. Both. No, you're still suffering.
Yes, I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Is this pass, fail, or success levels?
The wounds look like they have an oily residue on them,
Like the water.
like the water. And suddenly you hear him from beyond the doorway. Where you guys are, Torvald and Morgan,
Yep.
some rubble like flies out of the hole.
Do I recognise the kind of noise at all?
No, but Alvin does.
Yeah,
It's an ogre,
yeah.
and it sounds a lot like a lot of ogres sound the same to everybody else, but a master of studying language
Yeah.
and the form of speech of ogres.
What's his cabin made of?
Wood, thick wood.
Hey, Alvin, you're up.
See, this is
You
great
can hear an
because,
ogre in the next room, and it's like it sounds slightly strange.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that he swore the last time I heard him.
Yes.
So I shall say exactly that word, and as I do it, I shall tap Bagric on the chest and do that.
When I get back.
As in, we'll step.
Yeah. Okay. So you go. That's really good. Your ogre's really coming on.
I've been practicing.
I hope not.
And you hear some of the same words are used
Yeah.
in response,
Yeah.
and then you hear
Oh,
and you guys step back,
Yeah.
and the doorway.
Defensive stance.
You see a hand come round the doorway and grip the door and kind of pull it back,
Yeah.
and this big meaty head looks out, and one of its eyes looks like it's sealed up, and its other eye looks like it's pushing northwards to the top of its head. And its face is distorted in a way that ogres normally aren't.
Yeah. It's been.
And this creature kind of like looks out at you. Men. Right. It sort of vomits up some goo. It's kind of thick bile, green and yellowy, kind of mucousy mess.
Where's
Splats
Harwin
on
when
the
you
floor.
need him, eh? All you have to do is shoot him in one eye. That'd be Harwin would sort that out.
And it kind of looks out at you and goes, "Ugh." And it kind of shrinks back into the darkness.
Okay. Fire it is then.
I was going to say, the temptation to just chuck lamp oil at this house right now is so high.
Okay, Alvin, as you guys are standing there, you can hear all this going on. You're a bit behind them. You guys are outside. As you're watching, an ogre jumps out the side hole of the building into the middle of this kind of slight, there's a bit of a clearing around this thing, even though it's a bit overgrown. And it kind of lands, and its body is kind of big armour plating thing on its belly, as ogres often do. It looks like some of the skin around it is kind of growing over it. There's a cascade of boils growing down the side of his body. And as I said, his face is kind of looks like it's like red and like it's under stress, and it looks like it's distorting as you're watching him. Not like moving really fastly, but clearly something has happened to his face. And he kind of looks up, and he's got like a massive punch dagger, which is the size of a two-handed sword, and a giant club in the other hand. And he's like, "Where are you fuckers hiding? Come on then!" And let's have initiative.
Oh, we don't roll this anymore, do you?
We do, because we went for the roll a die and add your initiative bonus, didn't we? Is that the version we went for?
No.
I tell you what. It's been a few episodes and before Christmas, hasn't it? So let me just check
So that'd be-
initiative.
4 episodes since we last
I've
entered combat.
legitimately not done combat yet with Morgan.
That's
No.
very true. Right. Here we go.
I've actually
156.
Oh, that's so...
Sorry?
I've forgotten completely how we do it in there.
No. So
Well, I
all
think
post-
actually combat
Right.
will be much better this time round because we now know that, that
Right.
if someone hits you,
Here we go.
if an ogre hits you and you block him, you basically are screwed. You have to get out of the way because
They
it's so
are
big.
large, and you get a penalty.
Oh yeah. It's not like you can't block. You just get a -20.
Yeah.
So
You
each
get a plus
character
10,
But
rolls.
no. I thought it was a -20 per level of size.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it depends on how much bigger.
an ogre's
yeah.
one step difference to us. If it was like
It was only
if it was a giant, bad
Yeah.
times, it'd be like -60 or something. But
Let's have a look. So, initiative. Normally it's just done in terms of initiative order, as in who's got the highest initiative. But what we do is we roll 1d10 and add it to your initiative. Just add a little bit of...
D10.
Oh, yeah. Because you may
that's
go,
kind of how
"Oh,
we
you know
used to do
what?
it.
47.
Okay, I think he's last.
53.
Yes.
Okay.
I only rolled a 2, so I'm only on 55.
Only. I'll just chill out over here. It's fine.
Well, I
you've
I've got
upgraded your
43,
initiative.
but I've also got
Okay, so
a,
what's
combat
your...
reflex
who's
plus 10.
55? Anyone got higher than 55?
42 base.
No?
Yeah,
Okay.
Anyone.
Right.
I have 53.
53.
after I advanced.
So I've got 48 initiative.
Okay.
45.
What do you guys over there?
47.
47.
Oh, I was trying to do it in order and you ruined it.
45. Torvald.
38.
38. Morgan. And then me. Okay. Cool. Lamp oil?
He's outside now, isn't he?
Well, they don't.
On him.
Is he?
They're around the other side. Right. So, large. Its weapons gain the damaging quality if the creature is 1 step larger, and impact if it's 2 steps larger. It multiplies any damage caused by a number of steps it is larger. It doesn't do that. All successful strikes against smaller targets activate the death blow rule, even if the target survives. If smaller, gain a bonus of... Oh no, that's different. That's ranged, isn't it? Defending against big creatures, you suffer a -2 success level for each step larger your opponent is. So if you're blocking, you're -2 success levels. Fear and terror. The creature is perceived to be aggressive.
Yep.
It causes fear in any creature smaller than it, and terror in any creature. Rating of the fear or terror equals the size step. So he creates fear 1, which will resolve in a moment. He can ignore the need to disengage you because he's bigger than you. He can just push you aside and step away. Oppose strength. If one creature is 2 or more sizes larger, no. Stomp. Creatures that are larger than their opponents may make 1 stomp as a free attack by spending 1 advantage, as they kick downwards or otherwise bash smaller opponents out of the way. And they have, funnily enough, lots of wounds. Okay, so let's all try and bear that in mind.
Hopefully he's about to.
Last time I was not so good at that. So fear.
Yeah.
Creature causes supernatural fear. Turn to page 190. So we shall turn to page 190. Here we go. So, okay, 190. Here we go. Fear. Fear trait represents an extreme aversion to something. Creatures that cause fear have a fear rating. This value reflects the success level you are required to pass on an extended cool test to overcome your fear. Fear 1. So you need 1 success level to overcome the fear. That's not very scary, is it? You may continue to test.
It depends on how good you are at cool. You might have 30
That's true.
cool.
That's true. You may continue to test at the end of every round until your SL equals or surpasses the creature's fear rating. So you keep rolling and adding it up. When subject to fear, you suffer -1 success level on all tests to affect the source of your fear. You may not move closer to whatever is causing fear without passing a challenging +0 cool test. So challenging is just as standard.
Flat roll, yeah.
If it comes close to you, you must pass a challenging cool test or gain a broken condition. Okay, so if everyone could make a fear test, please. So that's a cool roll.
I passed!
I'm
Oh,
waiting.
no,
I'm waiting to just run away screaming.
Not a
It's
single-
hilarious.
You've all got plus 10 willpower.
Oh, yeah.
Does that count?
Oh, by the way,
Sorry?
Oh yeah, it
Not a
does.
single fuck
Yeah.
was given.
Okay. Well, he's only an ogre, you know.
Yeah,
you guys
no,
have
I'm good.
fought ogres.
Only because of the willpower.
It does help that
Okay.
my base willpower is 59.
Yeah.
Okay.
your base is
I have to get
59.
Dwarves get really high willpower.
My
Mine's
base
I
is
have to get
48.
under 29
Not my base, sorry. Like,
to get one level of
Yeah, I was
success.
gonna say that's not bad.
base
Oh, yeah.
38.
Yeah, starting
Oh,
willpower
pass.
59.
So I had to get under 29, and I got
It's only
25.
20 higher than
Nice.
mine.
Sure. Okay, cool.
Dwarves.
Right. Optional. Infected.
Oh, lovely.
Sounds.
Yeah, I got 6
Okay, so
success
every time it
levels.
hits you, you have to roll a test. Otherwise, you'll get a festering wound.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's
What's
not
that,
hard.
endurance?
It's an easy endurance test at plus 40.
Wunderbar.
It's a bit easy. Need to toughen it up. Okay. What does that mean? Sorry, it's got various
But
conditions.
we all had plus 10 willpower.
I'm on 111.
Yeah, I
long
needed it.
No, I passed it without it.
Yeah, you got 27 so low.
Prejudice.
Critical success.
Oh no, sorry,
Is
it's
it
plus
scared
20.
of me now?
Oh yeah,
Just doesn't
111.
like
Humans?
thin people.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, we're alright then.
Is that actually a thing?
That
That's
is a thing.
amazing.
Well, the fact is, he actually called all of us humans. I think you guys should be really messed up,
Flattered?
messed up in the head.
It's just hard to make rolls with people that you're prejudiced against. Doesn't give you a bonus to fight them.
It's almost as if you should be prejudiced against everything.
So you're saying bigotry is a superpower?
No, it's just a
No politics.
Okay.
No, in what?
Okay. Right. So. You all get to go before it, so
I know,
it's
but I
going to
was
be
thinking things.
horribly murdered before it does anything.
As soon as Bagric hits it, it's going to die.
Don't forget, I'm not. I can't see it at the moment.
No.
I stepped out the side.
So it's going to take you guys around to get in close combat with it if you want to.
Okay. I want to get in close combat with it.
Yeah. Oh shit.
No one was surprised.
I am shocked.
Although I will let
This
Bagric go in front
is
of
my
me.
shocked face.
Okay. Hang on.
You're going.
You
before me.
mean the flat tin metal face?
So we're hoping to get Pete to make the ogre's shocked face in a minute. Just
Is there
crits
such a
it.
thing as opportunity attacks style of thing? If the thing tried
So-
to run.
No, so
Oh, no, we don't get
because he's so big. He can just nudge you aside, and you don't get opportunity attacks against him. That's the advantage of being larger as well.
There's no benefit to being on his potential escape route in case we do start beating.
If you surround him,
Yeah.
he can still. I think
He'll
he can
just
just
hit you
push you
all.
out of the
Yeah,
way.
you can just barge out.
He can just barge you out of the way and move.
But everyone still gets a bonus to hit him the more people there are in contact
Yes.
with him,
Indeed, if you outnumber him 2 to 1,
which will probably happen.
You get
You get
20,
plus 20, and
And
if you
then-
outnumber him 3 to 1,
40.
it's plus 40. But outnumbering isn't just. It's like when you're. I think you've got to get on opposite sides and things like that, rather than just.
Shouldn't necessarily be a challenge.
No, I'm just going to speak to him in Ogrish, and he'll turn to face me, and Bagric will slap me back with his axe.
On the ear.
On the ear, I'm
He's
having
going
to
to
jump.
get.
Oh, no, axe to the groin seems to be the thing at the
I
moment.
want to see
Axe to the
Bagric walk
groin.
up to him and put his axe next to his groin.
Let's have a chat.
Axe on the nads. That's how you
Okay.
get them.
I think that works far better
So-
to intimidate humans.
Alvin, what are you
Yes, I am engaging him in
doing? So,
combat.
right, so you go round the.
Engaging
I go
him
around
in
the corner.
Okay,
conversation.
you go around the corner.
I shall smile and say something in Ogrish.
The few words that you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a few of them.
Yeah.
Something really
Isn't
offensive.
it like
Fuck
you?
you.
With a really big smile.
Isn't
on
it
my
you
face.
dumb fuck or something?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Bagric.
Well, I can't let the manling outdo me. I'm doing the same.
Okay.
Apart from the saying something in Ogrish.
Yes,
Be
obviously.
the far more traditional Kazook!
Yes. Cool. Okay.
Are we going to pretend to make like a little shield wall?
Sigbert.
What do you mean pretend?
I'm gonna close into him, but wait, did you say we have to go? We can't attack him this round because we're too far away, is it?
That's right.
Too far.
I'm going to go however far I can without having to go all the way, and then I'm going to try and do a blessing of protection on this fella.
Woohoo! Go me! Blessing protection.
And I'm going to use a fortune point on this.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that's a 6, so everyone gets Well, no, not everyone. Three extra people. So willpower test to attack targets. So willpower plus 20 to attack him,
Oh, that's
me,
the killer.
or Morgan.
Oh, he's got to make
Because
a...
you're going to be far away. I see.
Okay.
So he has to make a willpower plus 20 to
That
actually
is a
attack,
psychology effect, isn't it?
presumably.
Yeah.
But it's divine.
How do you
Sure,
know?
sure.
How do you know how many extra targets you get? Is that a special skill or?
For every two success
for every
levels,
two
one
success
more.
levels. So I have
Yeah.
3 success levels.
And he can say more targets, more time, more effect.
Yeah. So I usually go with targets because it's more.
I imagine he'll ignore that for being completely off his tree.
Yeah.
divine.
I know.
Sure. What does the effect specifically
Just a
say?
willpower test to attack target.
you know-
Willpower plus
Okay.
Do you know
so
what
it's not
page of-
psychology then.
Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. Cool. Okay.
That's what
Secret.
screwed the
Nice.
Khmers, wasn't it? They
It
just
was.
couldn't hit anyone.
They were just like,
Well, they had to essentially attack twice,
Yeah.
which makes it more.
Well, the thing is, if he fails the willpower test, he can try and attack somebody else.
Yeah.
If he just fails that and fails that. So he may go, oh, I can't fight you, I can't fight you. Oh, you're not so
Yep.
scary.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing.
Plus, Morgan's a bit skinny. Just
Oh,
saying.
actually, you basically just made it so there's a good chance it will only hit him.
But he's far away.
It's fine. I've got this.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to run towards
So
him, which
next-
you can do because he doesn't have
Next
to
is Torvald.
disengage.
What are you doing?
Aim.
Okay, you get a plus 10 because he's large.
Yep.
Go for the knees. You can't be an adventurer if you don't have knees.
Go for his eye.
With the plus 10, I'm hitting.
Okay, just.
Yeah.
Okay. How much damage do you do?
Not enough.
Crossbows do 9.
Plus 9.
Okay.
Where'd you hit him?
I got 63, so
36.
36.
It's an arm, right arm.
Okay.
First hit.
The crossbow bolt shoots across the clearing and thuds into the creature's arm. And all of those of you up close with it, so Alvin and Bagric and maybe Siegbert, you can see that its skin has become incredibly thick. And even though it's kind of covered in these what look like fragile boils, clearly its exterior of its body has become hardened and armoured. Okay.
Boo.
Boo. Okay. Right. Morgan, you're next.
So, how far away is it? Given that.
So you could move and hit it. These guys had to come around the building. You guys were halfway
so
around
it came
already.
around the way.
Yes, came out the way you guys were.
Okay. I still really want to just throw the holy oil at something.
Go with it.
Good work.
Go with holy oil.
It also might be flammable, so even if
Oh,
it doesn't
yes,
work out, Alvin
it's
will
very
probably
flammable.
set fire to it.
No!
Don't splash any on me.
I don't want to get caught on fire. I'm quite happy not.
Chaos ogres. Flaming chaos ogres.
One more throwing thing that will go and spray oil everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not going to
Well, you guys
spontaneously
aren't
combust.
close enough.
Yeah,
yet.
but
can
I'm
set
in
fire.
melee with it.
Are you close enough?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I'm literally stood in
Can I
front
be
of it.
really annoying? Can I ask for like a combat mat so we can see where we are?
Oh, hang on. Can you see what?
Combat match.
Oh, you want a little map?
I want to know where we are.
Okay, you want to know where we are.
Do you happen to have some sort of, abandoned cabin that we can...
We've already used that one.
No,
Unfortunately,
that was a tavern.
that was a tavern.
This one looks surprisingly similar.
I'm just going
No,
to
it's
draw.
smaller than that.
No, it's
draw
just
very
further
simple,
away.
very simple thing like
Because
this.
it's in the woods, and then we've come up from
Yeah,
one
there's
end
kind
of
of
it,
like a path.
and
that
these
leads
guys
up
have
here.
gone round the
Here's
front.
the front door. The guys were around here.
and then Torvald went down
and
the
you guys
side.
were like over, like around here, and
Okay.
it jumped out there.
Okay. For some reason, that's completely the opposite way around as I had it in my head. So that's cool. Thank you.
That's okay.
It is in
because
that
I'm looking at
I
you
thought
going
it
like
was
this
here.
and like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, that's why.
So you
So-
are close
Turn around,
enough
it's
to
exactly it.
get into combat with it. The other guys had to run all the way around the building, and they didn't know where he was. So they're like, "Oh, there he is! Right, go." You will be outnumbering it 3-1, and you get plus 40 to hit it.
Yeah, but I kind of want to set it on fire.
Sure.
Do what you feel.
Do what you want to do.
What could possibly go wrong?
I don't know if that's a really,
Do it.
but I don't know if that's a really bad idea.
You have to make a ballistic skill.
I
At
would-
least
attack.
you won't burn down half a city like someone who wanted to set things on fire.
No, you might just burn 2 of your party members alive.
Yeah,
But listen,
Yeah.
right?
You're not going to die.
Every
if
time I
think-
suggest I'm going to do something that's like that, right, I get told I'm not allowed to, and then somebody else pretty much.
I
just
wanted you
does
to
it.
burn down the building. I'm just throwing that
Oh,
out there.
didn't you blow it up?
So
No,
I'm
no,
playing,
that
I was
one.
going to burn it down, and you just blew it up.
I
Burning
didn't.
down and blowing up are 2 very different things.
Yeah. No, you're not allowed to burn it. You're not allowed to burn it. I'm blowing it up.
I didn't.
Do, eh? Thanks, Pete.
I didn't mean like in here. Anyway, so
I was making sure the continuity was good.
I know. Morgan,
So yeah,
what are you going to do?
I would have some idea about how bad the. Given that, that's just bad. I was going to say about how bad the splash would be.
The splashback.
So from this,
I'm blaming you.
if you do it from this distance,
Yeah,
you are quite likely
because
you'll have
unlike
a
me,
penalty to do it. Basically,
unlike me, Morgan has done this before.
Sure. So generally, it's much better to douse something close up.
Yep, and then run away.
If you do it from here, you'll have to make a ballistic skill roll with a penalty.
Yep.
Depending on how badly you fail, if you fail, you might pass. If you do, it will go on the ogre. If you fail,
No, I might set myself on fire.
you
that
may
would be
get
great.
the others who are in close combat with it.
And then I can run and jump into that oily pool and then set everything on fire and then die horribly. The end.
Sure.
Just
Rerolling.
I think
mutate.
it's pessimistic.
So what would you like to do?
Be some more. Wait, no. I'm not currently close enough to hit it.
Okay.
Neither is anyone else.
You can move up to it and hit it this turn if you want to,
Okay.
because you are closer than they were.
I had a plan
Okay.
because I thought that Torvald was closer to it than I was.
He is, but he's got a crossbow.
So I was going to bless him.
Do it.
Bless him for next time.
Bless the shit
Yeah.
out of him.
And I haven't done that before either. So
Go
you know.
for it.
Woo!
You got to make a
Right.
prey roll.
Yeah, I
haven't you?
do.
Yeah.
But you know, my friend here is having all the
Good prayers.
Do it. Do it.
So,
There's a
I was thinking perhaps blessing of fortune may be relevant. So my target's next failed test could be re-rolled.
Okay.
Oh, free fortune point.
Yep.
Look at that.
However, the re-roll must stand. But yeah, which is why I was like, well, how do you know if that affects other people? Because if I did that really well, would that like everyone get?
Targets.
Yeah,
Yep.
Number
For
of
every two-
targets.
Okay. Well, that's
duration.
okay then.
Because
Or
presumably
range.
it's a number. Well, mine are like a range target or number of rounds.
Blessings have a range of 6 yards, 1 target, and a duration of 6
Oh,
rounds,
yeah, same.
Yep.
unless otherwise stated.
So,
And then
for every
success
2
levels.
success levels you extra pass by,
Yep.
you can add one of those things, another 6 yards, another
Okay.
6 rounds, or another target.
Yeah, and you're probably not close enough to give it to anyone else
So just a bunch of rounds.
because we're more than 6 yards away from you. Apart from Sigbert and Torvald.
No.
You're in
6
combat.
yards is 18 feet, so
That's quite-
yeah,
the
you're
building's probably
probably
not that
just
big.
about in.
Oh, okay, yeah, no,
just
actually,
about in.
I rolled some dice.
14! Woo!
That's good. What's your prey
What's your
skill?
prey skill?
52.
So that's 4 success levels. So you got 2 lots of extra stuff.
Okay. So.
So do you want more people or more duration?
Does it? If it lasts for 6 rounds.
It just means his next failed roll within that duration.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And
it's
did you
only
say
one.
the others are out of range?
No, they're within range, so you could do 3 people. Or 2
Everyone
people
gets
for
Okay,
12
so-
rounds.
Torvald.
Yep.
Probably Alvin.
Yeah, okay.
Go, Alvin.
Twice for Alvin.
He doesn't need one.
I was going to
I mean, maybe for blocking.
Oh, yeah,
Well, hang on,
well,
ogre.
do me.
yes, you can do you.
So when I throw all over myself, I can not do that?
Yes. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So,
It's not that kind of party.
Maybe like a fire? You're going to die now. I'm gonna...
he's going to horribly die. So there are some words come from the priest beside you, and you feel strangely different, as if maybe you've been guided away from the path to more ever so slightly today. And there's a caw in the background.
Thanks.
Yes,
I didn't even look at it.
it looked great.
Fantastic.
It looked fantastic.
Special effects.
Who needs CG, hey?
Indeed, indeed.
Practical
Okay.
effects are a dying industry, Pete.
So, right, that's all your goes. Right, now it's the ogre, and it goes to attack. Who's it going to fight? It's you two in Alvin and Bagric. You're in close combat.
Yeah.
A and B. Yep, that's good.
Yeah.
And you can't. That's too low. It's too low.
I was trying to
I
light
don't know
it
what
for you
it's
so it
doing.
would be
Okay.
visible.
It was visible.
So, it's going to try and attack Alvin.
Bring it on.
So this is an opposed roll.
Yeah.
So how do you want to defend yourself? You're going to block.
I'm gonna dodge.
Fuck no.
You're going to dodge.
Good shout.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's do that.
good decision.
Okay.
How about not getting hit?
In block we trust.
Dodge is used to resist attacks or avoid damage. Refer to chapter 5.
Yeah, but you're a tank.
Yeah, my agility is not great. I'm much better off to block it, even with the minus 20.
This is where we've had a few weeks without combat. Opposing a melee. Apply damage.
Alright, wrong game. Wrong game.
I know, Priest and Moore, they're pretty vampiric. Though.
No,
Not literally.
Okay, right, so
Not
you've
on
rolled.
death, but
Swag.
Well, I did, but it's fine.
very,
Yeah.
very
You're
good.
gonna
Yeah.
You've been paying attention.
No, I rolled like 33, but we weren't doing
I was more
it.
talking
So
about
it's
the
like, let's do it
clothing.
at the same time.
Okay, right, here we go, let's roll. Okay, so I passed by 4 success levels.
You pass by 4, and I get
Yes.
a bonus because we're
Yeah.
together.
No.
Oh, no, that's
if
to
you're
hit
attacking him.
Okay.
Yep.
I get a bonus because I'm smaller than him.
No.
No.
So what was that?
So
that a
I passed
failed-
by 1 success level.
Oh, you go, okay.
Okay, and I passed by 4.
So you get
Oh,
past. You
dodge.
basically
Oh,
win by
40.
3.
Oh,
Two
sorry.
success levels.
Sorry, dodge.
2 success.
I
2.
passed by 2.
Do you want anyone to keep track of how many rounds of...
You keep
Yeah.
track of your
Yeah.
abilities.
Do you have
Yep.
Do you have them written on the back?
The D6
This is
is
actually-
probably a
I've got
good
a
thing
D6.
for it. Yeah.
It's
Okay, so you pass by 2.
Yeah.
Okay,
But if
he
you do
passed
more
by
than one
4,
blessing.
so he hits you with 2
Well, why
success
not?
levels.
Okey-dokey.
So he gets advantage. Let's track
Yeah,
advantage.
Yeah, I was doing it.
And here we go. That is
Did he pass
13 points of
Pass his
damage.
willpower?
Oh no, good point. Willpower test. Here we go. Yes, he passed his willpower test. Sorry. Okay.
I tried.
So that is
13.
plus 8 plus 2. No, sorry. 14 points of damage.
Oh, thanks, yeah, for upgrading it. That's
So,
good. Yeah.
you and he rolled a 15 to hit.
Oh, hang on.
So
Did Alvin
Oh, I'm
re-roll
still
it?
pink.
Because
My
you
knowledge
re-roll
is
your
nice.
next failed thing.
it wasn't
'cause-
failed. He passed his roll.
Oh, okay.
I got
Somewhere.
23,
All right,
so
I'm
I
with you.
passed.
Oh, sorry, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 15. So 51. Where's that on the body?
Body, I think.
Body. So it's hit you in the body for 14 points damage. So minus
Ow.
your toughness bonus.
Right, my
And minus your
toughness
armour.
bonus is
4.
toughness bonus is 4.
Yep. And your armour on your
Sorry,
body.
toughness bonus is 4.
4.
And you've got
Your
3
armour on your body.
Armour on the body is
3, I'm guessing chainmail.
3. No, it's 2
What?
because it's chain.
Leather with chain is 3.
Yeah.
leather chain. So
Yeah,
3.
yeah. So 3. So 7 off. So you
7
take
off.
7 wounds.
7 wounds.
Ow.
Okay. And it is going to. Is it going to use its advantage to stomp you? Oh, make a plus 40
Yeah, you get
endurance
advantage
test to
as
see
well,
if you get a
so,
festering wound.
For a successful
Um,
prayer in combat, you get an advantage.
I might.
Oh, that's a 99 critical
D4.
failure.
I might switch it.
No,
That's
you
your
don't
next-
need your
we're still
fortune
only going-
point.
So that was
I'll
your
just
next
re-roll
failed
it,
test,
yeah.
so you re-rolled
yeah,
it.
Passed, it's fine.
You passed.
Okay,
We're
so
only
you
going to
do
4
yours.
advantages still.
Is that the limit that we said?
4, yeah.
4
Yeah.
was before.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, because you couldn't get too much.
Because it gets a bit.
high.
We find it gets a bit crazy.
Where do
We'll
I
see
start?
how it goes. If we
just,
keep
just
if we keep hitting 4, we might go to 5.
yeah, like just
you know,
4.
we'll
It only
see.
goes to 4. So,
Okay, so
like plus 10 for your next.
it is going to use its point of
So if
advantage
you were
to
praying
try
again,
and
yeah, you're praying
stomp
again, you get plus 10.
because he's.
If you're
I want to use
attacking,
all
you
its
get
attacks
plus
while I
10 for
can
killing
because
your
you guys are about to murder it horribly. Stomp. Da 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 da. No, it's not. No, it's rubbish. It's not going to bother. Right. So that was the ogre. Its big punch dagger, which is the kind of size of a two-handed sword, kind of stabs you in the chest, and you feel for a moment like a shudder goes down your body, and then you're kind of fight against it. Tense your pecs.
Frodo.
And then we are back round to the beginning. So Alvin, he's just hit you.
Well, he's going to get whooped, isn't he?
Oh, hang on. I end the turn outnumbered, so I lose.
You lose an advantage. Hold on, do big things do that?
Still outnumbered.
Oh,
Yeah, I think so.
all right. May as well spend it to stomp.
I will try and
And
stop.
then we can see what it does.
But then it doesn't do a lot of damage, you see. So I was thinking, why
Well,
would he?
if it does less than 7,
Yeah, it's no point.
Oh, you always take 1 wound.
Oh, you do always take 1 wound. Yes. Okay, he's going to try and stomp you.
okay.
You know,
Do I get to dodge that?
why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can oppose. You're still an opposed roll. Every attack is an
And if
opposed
you
roll.
win, you get advantage.
Yes. Okay, so I got 2 success levels.
I passed, but I didn't get any success. Oh no, I got 1 because it's a 32 and I've got 40. So
Yep.
Does the stomp count towards the willpower check or no?
He's passed his
probably
willpower
not,
check to
yeah.
attack in his
yeah,
turn.
yeah.
So I hit you with 1 success level.
Yeah.
Okay, so his stomp does 6 points of damage.
So it just does 1.
Just as 1, which gets through on your. It was on your 43, if that makes a difference, but it doesn't. Okay, cool. So that uses up the advantage, which is cool. He's outnumbered. He would lose an advantage. He hasn't got any. So Alvin, now it's your go.
Hey.
Hit him in the face.
Oh, I don't know how my range.
Just for
weapon,
context.
How does my range weapon work?
Just for context, how hurt are you?
Oh, I'm nearly dead.
Okay, how many wounds you got left?
2.
Okay, cool.
You only
Well,
have
I
9
only had
wounds.
11 to start with,
Sure.
so I've only got 2 left.
Yeah. Okay. Your ranged your thing. He's big enough that it can
Right.
counteract. So if you want to step back and attack him, you can. But he can just like. So
No,
it's
no,
not.
no.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know if he got. Anyway, it's fine.
Sure.
I'm just going to hit him.
Okay. Oh, opposed.
Maybe
Here we
the
go.
fact that your weapon is a magic
no,
weapon.
it's not. You can roll your dice if you like. I'm not rolling mine. I'm going to have 11.
Are you going to spend a point of resilience?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let's go straight for
Yeah.
the big ass.
Okay,
Oh,
point of
that's
resilience.
a permanent thing.
Yeah, that resilience goes. That's you
Yeah,
spent
you've
it,
literally
and it's gone.
gone
Yeah,
forever.
but I've got 3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's gone
yeah,
forever.
and if you want
I
to.
am nearly dead. I'm
Yeah, sure.
All right, yeah,
no, yeah,
if
it's
I
cool.
don't
It's cool.
spend it, if I get to the
It's a
end of
chaos
the whole
ogre.
thing,
Yeah, and you're
I
like,
get
oh.
I've got 3 left. It's like what?
Sure.
So
and
I'm putting down
often
my.
I do find that people don't spend them because they're gone, and then you're like, oh, I don't want to spend them, but you've still got
So
them.
is there no way of getting them back? There's not like a.
I think you can in a blue moon. Okay. I think if you complete your long-term ambition or something like that, I can't remember.
All right.
And owning a horse does not count as a long-term ambition. Okay, so you get an 11, so you spend a point of resilience. So I'm going to roll anyway.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? How many success levels have you got?
5.
Does that include the plus
Because
10 from your spear?
Yeah, because my polearm.
He's written out his spear attack.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
61. So basically,
Okay.
61.
So you get
So I got 11. So,
5,
so,
yeah.
so I
okay with a critical.
with a critical.
Oh,
I got
and
5
don't
successes.
forget you get plus 20 for having me in combat.
Oh yeah. So I got
7.
7 successes and a critical.
Okay, so I got 1 success level.
Okay.
So you got 6 success
successes
levels
and a critical.
and a critical. So your weapon does what damage? Strength plus
4 plus 4, so it's
8 plus the 6.
Yeah.
So that's 14
Yeah.
points of damage.
Yeah.
So
Does the fact that it's magic make any difference to his like chaosy tough skinness?
seemingly not.
And you get advantage.
What was it? 14. Yeah, 14.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you get advantage.
Okay.
Okay, your spear digs into its body and actually scrapes the side of its face,
Do I get to roll a critical?
and you see blood come out. Yes. So
No,
you
11's
have to-
not head anymore.
no,
It's left arm.
is it? I thought it was up to.
Oh no, when you do a crit, you, roll
have to
location.
roll again. So you roll location for where you hit him,
Okay. So
and then we'll do the
what do I
critical.
Roll a
need to
D100.
Roll your location.
Not
You
reverse.
just tell me what number I need to roll.
You need a 1 to 9 to hit him in the face.
Okay, so I got a 96.
Okay, you hit him in the leg.
That's
Right,
okay.
leg.
Okay.
I'm going for the. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
He's
Made you
really
look.
big, and I'm really messed up. I'm
Okay.
nearly dead.
Hang on. Here we go.
It's fine,
Right.
it was a feint. So he thought you were trying to hit him in the face.
It was really good.
That's
And
Fame.
then you
Critical,
just
didn't it?
stabbed him in the. Yep.
Yeah.
He was not
So
expecting
just
it.
trying to find the criticals. Table. Here we go. Right,
What page is that?
174.
174. So you determine hit location.
Yeah, done that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then then we
D100.
roll. So where did you get him?
Right leg.
Right leg.
Yeah.
Okay. So you
Want
need to roll
high.
high.
That last one would have
Yes.
been great.
You want to roll high. I was going to do a resist. You're going to spend another one.
I've got 3. That give me 1 left. Okay. So really high would be like 99, wouldn't it?
You could do 99 or you could do 100.
Is 100 better than 99?
It's
Yes, it's a
higher.
bigger number.
You remember doubles don't count now because you're rolling for the effect of a critical.
Okay.
So yeah,
Doubles
100.
Doubles would be more
Lop
important.
his
earlier.
leg off. You'd be like, resilience, fuck, you're dead. You can no longer move.
Pete, I just rolled 100.
Okay, right. So the creature stabs you with a serious wound,
Yeah.
and for a moment you are shaken and you think, "Fuck, what am I going to do?"
And then everything
I know what I'm going
goes
to
red.
do. I'm going to call on the power of Verena and justice. And you step to the side and you crouch low, shield up, and you Greek hoplite spear out through its pelvis. And you twist the blade as you go, severing its leg, driving through his genitalia and into his other leg. And blood showers out across you in a wide fan. And its leg slumps to the floor. Kind of weird, dark blood coming out of it. Make a endurance plus 14 roll just to... I think you're all right.
63, yeah.
And it screams in alarm. And its scream cuts short as blood just kind of falls out of it and then it falls to the floor. Dead. Blood everywhere and it is in 2 pieces.
One shot, motherfucker.
One shot.
So,
That's how you spend your resilience points, everybody. Yeah, is it resilience? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
resilience, yeah. Cool. Good
Nice
job I
hit,
went over that before we had that combat.
I wonder what I would have rolled if I'd have rolled it.
Funny if you rolled 100.
Not no,
68's pretty good though.
Okay,
but it's not her. It's not. He's dead.
Yeah.
cool. So, there is a gurgling noise and a whoof as the ogre hits the ground. There's a small shake of the ground as it does. This thing is disgusting. You can see now that it's putrefying. There's boils, there's lumps, there's distended parts of its body. There's weird things going on with its face. And its weapons are kind of large and clunky and covered in blood and gore and viscera. And yes, it is dead.
I move up to the guy that's attached to the wall.
Yes.
I'm gonna go
Stride.
see to Alvin's wound.
I shall.
He's clear. That one is clearly dead.
I'm gonna
Lean on my
Lean on his
spear.
spear. Yes.
I'm gonna go
Quite
check
wounded.
the building.
Fucking hell!
You're gonna go check the building. Okay.
Approving nod to Alvin.
Man link.
So, you go into the room, and dotted around the room are scraps of paper, torn asunder and sort of scattered about. In the corner of the room, a body with its kind of like against the wall like this, its face completely crushed into the wall as if some giant fist has kind of buried it into the wall. This person is wearing kind of green and brown fabrics, a cloak with a hood. You know, there's a bow lying on the floor. Doesn't look like he's equipped in the same way as the other people in the...
So he's not
The other
equipped like a
bodies.
villager.
Not equipped by a villager and not equipped like the other dead people in the other room who are wearing chainmail and armour and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
He looks like maybe he's a hunter or a gamekeeper or someone who's
He's in
comfortable
the
in the
wrong
woods.
place at the wrong time.
Maybe in the wrong place at the wrong time, taking refuge in the old lodge.
And is that in the second room?
That is in the second room with the big hole in the wall.
Okay. Are any of the bits of paper big scraps, or are they all like teeny tiny?
A lot of it's been torn up, a lot of it's thing. You kind of find a few bits that look like...
I've got a picture in my head of this giant ogre being like, "You're a fucking piece of paper!
Absolutely.
Hey,
Can't
everything!"
read it, getting annoyed, tearing it up, doesn't know what it is.
Massive hands.
Yeah.
He's been...
A few bits have writing on it that seem to be talking about Armdorf and information. There's only a few of them.
Are any of them shaped like a boat?
Not anymore.
Point of order, I just rolled an 8 on my heal roll, so he got 7 wounds back.
Okay.
Wow! So I healed the fuck out of him.
Jeez. Yeah.
I basically now just have a big scar.
Yeah. Another one.
Yeah, another one.
A manly scar.
So you like one shot an ogre, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, it's just your intestines coming out. We'll just put them back in."
My
Staples.
The hammer's still a little bit hot.
Can I check the bodies for carrying signs as to who they are? So I want to basically search the corpses.
So the hunter-looking guy there's a pack in the corner of the room which has got like a bedroll, some rations, rope, pitons, a grappling hook, adventurer's backpack kind of thing. Looks like he's obviously out on his own a lot. The equipment looks well used but well kept.
Okay, so that's in good nick.
There is a scroll case in his backpack as well.
Doorbell.
I'm gonna pocket it for now. But,
The other guys
Mhm.
don't have money, don't have equipment, don't have rations. They have water skins kind of things. But they look like they're out within a short distance of
day.
somewhere where they might be going back.
are they wearing uniforms?
No, they're just mercs in chain.
All right, I'll step back out into the light and open up the scroll case.
Can I just, when I better, look at their faces? Because if I recognise the ogre's voice as being that ogre, can I recognise any of the people to see if they were the people
One
that
of them,
I saw?
you didn't see them all very clearly, but one guy had a really big moustache, and the guy's head has been pulled off.
Right.
The head has got a really big moustache. Okay. So you think maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the scroll case.
Make a perception roll as well.
Do you share this information?
Yes.
I will do, yes.
No success levels, but I passed.
Okay. In the room where the dead bodies, the first room, as you're kind of looking around and checking their bodies and things, with your night vision, you realise that the blood that's been scattered around on the walls, you just had a quick look around. Someone has kind of been scrawling in it and writing in it. And you see the word halfling, 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 written in blood all around the room. The writing getting sort of more and more clumsy from big fingers, but also like...
So it looked like that. When you say big fingers, like ogre-sized fingers.
Ogre-sized fingers
Okay.
have been kind of scratching this word annoyingly into the wall, as if
As if someone's really gotten under his skin.
maybe.
So I will tell
Doesn't
you...
sound like any halfling I
that,
know.
that was the ogre that I saw in the woods. And that guy there with the big moustache looks like one of the guys that was with him. So I think this is the party that was looking for the cave that had been sent from the castle.
Did the ogre look like that when you saw it?
The ogre sounded like that.
You didn't see it quite clear
No,
enough,
but
but
you-
you doubt they would
yeah.
be travelling with a big mutated.
Yeah, the voice is what I was recognised from.
Looks like they might have.
But as
found-
they were with people, that guy there looks kind of. I think that he was there. So I think this party is from the castle.
Maybe
And this party were looking for the cave.
whatever was in the cave did this.
Perhaps they bloody found it looking at that ogre.
It's a
How
good thing
long
we
ago
sent
was that?
Hartwin for that box because
How long ago
Aye.
was that?
worse.
So that was yesterday morning when I went out.
The
to
ogre went out for a drink.
When I went, yeah, could be.
The ogre got thirsty, went out for a drink,
In the
couple of
stream.
handfuls of water out the stream, comes back, and whatever's in that stream is obviously really, really nasty.
What's on the scroll? Assuming there is a scroll.
Are we downriver or upriver of the village?
Down.
Down.
River. Yeah. So the stream is going into the river, away
And
from
it's
the village.
the oil slickiness has only started like away from the village.
Yeah.
As I can tell.
So we need to follow that
The
stream.
scroll case, when you open the scroll case, inside is a map of the local area, and there is some of you might recognise the handwriting. It looks like someone who's got very good writing skills is being put to use, perhaps, to copy out maps for people. And this map looks like there's a castle, there's some hills, there's a symbol of a graveyard, there's the lodge marked, the village marked, and it's from the other perspective. And like a question mark over near the hills.
Did you say we recognise the handwriting?
It looks like it's Gunter's handwriting.
Oh, okay. I will I'll put the map back in the thing and hand it to Torvald. Looks like Gunter's still alive. He drew that map.
Oh,
You know that a lot of mercs aren't skilled in reading or writing, and maybe in the castle of captives, the captives are put to use for what they're good at, so...
Also, it looks like Eckhart's message. Some of his messages got through. There's fragments of them in there, and I'll pull a bit out.
Are there any tables and chairs in here?
The whole place has kind of been... All the furniture's kind of been smashed. The
That's
walls
okay.
are dented and all kinds of stuff.
Or pile some of the furniture?
Okay. Once again, Alvin burns down a building.
I'm not going to burn down a building. Someone else can burn
Pile
down
it
a
on the Ogre.
The last time I
Thanks.
burned in a building, I wasn't here.
I wasn't pointing at you.
Okay.
I'd burn that,
Make it a
pointing
fire.
at the Ogre.
Okay. We don't really want to manhandle it.
No. Bring the wood to the Ogre.
Okay.
I wouldn't touch that thing.
Do you realise how much wood it would take to
Yeah.
burn a body? Any body, let alone an
Yeah.
ogre body.
Yes.
Just like...
Okay. How much wood do we need?
Sweet, but I'm talking like genuinely because it's really hard to burn humans. It takes a really long...
But there's a building right next to it, which kind of goes...
Okay.
You could
Be
use
buried.
rope to drag the body into the house and then set the whole thing on fire.
If we're attempting to be quiet about this, setting a pyre here may not be the wisest plan.
Fair point.
Much as I'd like to.
Itching for a pyre.
What do we do with...
I had a good one yesterday.
Yeah.
Do something with him. Point
So
the ogre.
the map was on the hunter, wasn't it? Not in the...
Yes.
Is there any signs of that on them?
Did I see any signs of mutation on them?
No.
If there is anything on them that you have use for, pick it now.
Let's see where this
I
is
didn't
going.
find anything useful, did I?
There's a few weapons, there's chainmail, but some of it's got blood on it that you're not sure whose blood it is. Some of it's got vomit on it that you know pretty much where that came from. So you're a bit like...
To be honest, I'd rather not chance it with that stuff.
Okay.
I have work to do.
Let's move up the stream then.
Okay. So, what are you going to do with the ogre's body? You're just going to leave it where it is?
Well, I'm going to deal with those guys first. So Morgan will go in and do last rites
Yep.
for the dead guys in the house
Sure.
and leave these guys to decide what they're doing with that for now. However, I have pointed out that maybe setting fire to the things and telling them that we're all here
Sure.
or that there's trouble here
Um,
might not be the best plan.
I think someone should write a note, stick it on a bit of wood, and stake it next to the water saying, "Don't drink the water, don't touch the ogre."
I'm not sure that'd be necessary, man.
Do not drink the water.
Don't touch the ogre.
Don't
Either
touch the
that or
ogre.
Pete, I rolled 100.
Oh, look at that! I'm gonna lick it.
I think perhaps we should do that, and then we can come back and make a big pile later.
Aye. Definitely think we should burn this place later.
Yeah.
Do we
Okay.
need to
While they're
split apart this ogre so that he doesn't... You're not going to reanimate or anything.
No, it's not. So I don't.
I
think
can
so.
make sure of that.
Cool.
while they're working on that, I'm going to take the maps out
Yep.
and get mine out and just have a compare.
Okay.
Yours is so much better.
Sitting on basically just sitting in the sort of in the clearing outside where there's better light and take a look, and also just to take a look at the map and just see if there's anything extra that looks wrong in the map or anything extra that's been added to the map that might be Gunter trying to
Send a message.
send messages out or
Okay.
something like that.
Make a make a perception roll.
Oh,
Just-
also.
Or
Intuition.
maybe, yeah, intuition.
Okay, yep. Not without anything in it, I don't think. It's
I
on.
was going to say, can I be looking over his shoulder?
Sure.
I'm in the house.
Oh,
dealing with
yes.
Okay.
So I rolled a 10. That's 58. So 4 success levels. Because
You-
I can't help with healing or hand waving, priesty stuff.
So a lot of the paths and tracks on this map are represented by a dotted line, which is a fairly standard thing. However, there seems to be an arrow pointing at the castle from a certain hill, and it's vaguely disguised as dotted lines, but it looks like an arrow pointing from a certain angle from a certain hill.
I'll point at it. That doesn't look quite right.
No, it doesn't.
Perhaps that's Gunter trying to tell us that's the best way to approach the castle.
Maybe.
Worth checking out when the time comes. I think that ogre was obsessed with him, though. It's written halfling in blood all over the inside of that building.
Well, when I saw him, he was quite annoyed at the fact that they've been searching for days and days and days and haven't found the cave. So if they were following his map, perhaps he'd been out looking for this bloody cave for ages, and the bloody halfling hadn't found it,
And
or
maybe
sent him on wild goose chases.
That sounds like Gunter. Knows how to talk his way out of things.
He normally talks into them first.
Aye.
He can talk out of them.
I think once Morgan's done doing his thing, we should keep going.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Okay.
Hartwin can catch us up.
And it's not like he doesn't know where you're going.
And he
It's
can
like,
read
follow
the
the stream.
note, can't he?
Yeah. Yeah. You never know, Hartwin might drink the water, but...
he might even after reading a note.
He might take some with him for later.
He might, make some
Yeah.
mutated ogre soup using the stream
No,
water.
you dip the arrow tips in it.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's safe to carry around.
Just what you
Definitely
want
not
someone to
all
mutate
kinds of
after you
bad.
shot them.
I once played in a game where they found a warpstone rod,
Yep.
and the guy kept it in his quiver.
Yeah.
That can't go wrong.
To be fair,
Like, okay,
if you were
cool.
in cover and there was a group of guys and you shot one of them and then just let them get on with it.
That's true. However,
how
he kept it in his
instantaneous.
quiver for quite a while. And it's like, yeah, okay, you're going slowly mad. Cool. Okay.
Right, I think I'm done.
You all gain 1 corruption point for encountering a creature that has been
Oh, I didn't realise it was
corrupted.
automatic.
Bad stuff.
Oh,
Can I just take
Where
this
does that
opportunity
live?
to say that my motivation is true justice?
Okay. I interpret what that means, or you interpret what that means? Okay.
I'm merely saying, after one-shotting a cow spawn
No,
ogre,
no, Kev, you can't put it there. That's our long-term
no one else could-
ambition.
Oh, there it is. Look.
I can check if you get a roll, Rog,
There
if
it
you
is.
want to roll.
corruption.
I don't know, I was just wondering. The use
Corruption and mutation.
You just write a one.
no idea how it works.
Oh
It's not insanity.
There, look.
So
Corruption
just-
and mutation.
Look,
no!
one.
Got it.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
nearly on it anyway.
I don't know what
Corruption.
it means.
Gaining corruption.
What page is that?
But look, my ambitions have one corruption in it, so does that mean
You win!
I get resolve?
You have got one.
Here we go.
No, I just
No, no, no.
I didn't know where to write it.
Here we go.
Write it.
Yeah, I didn't know where to write it, so I wrote
You
there
can
first.
make either an endurance test or a cool test to resist that point of corruption.
Cool test! Because we all still have willpower.
Sorry. 2 points of corruption because you had... Oh, no, it's not a demon. It's a lesser... Yeah, it counts as... Yeah.
And
What
so
was that
endurance
called?
or cool?
Endurance or cool?
Yeah,
Cool then.
super passed.
Do
Yeah.
we still have a plus
To
one?
avoid it. Is it?
Endurance.
No, not now.
Yeah, I'm all gravy.
Oh, yeah, because we
Can I use
So I
the
still have
fortune?
it.
But we had it in combat,
got
was it
fortune
not from
points.
encountering the
Fortune
thing?
point there.
No, don't forget, it's only 6
Do
seconds.
we
It lasts
roll
for
against
36
each point,
seconds.
or do
Yeah,
we
but it
just-
was during the combat, surely, that
That's
we
true.
encountered the
You will
thing.
get the plus 10. You will get the
I don't,
Okay.
but
Do we roll
everyone else.
against-
Hey, I'm
do we
good.
roll against
Oh,
each
yeah,
point?
I'm good.
No, it's 1 point. Oh, it's 1 point.
I
I
know.
failed my
Two.
fortune roll.
And I don't mean
So
degrees.
you get 1 point of
So
corruption.
I will have 1 point of corruption.
Yes.
I've already got 1 point of insanity. I'm going for the set.
With the +10?
And I've got 1 point of resilience. And I've got 1 point of resolve. Now it's 1 point of fate, 1 point of fortune.
How have you,
How many got one resolve?
Because I got 1 resolve.
Because
Because you gain resolve from doing.
stuff?
Yeah, but you start with 3 points in each.
Oh, do you start with 3 in each?
Because whatever you put in your resilience,
Oh right, yeah,
You got in
get
your resolve.
Okay.
so one of them is still 3.
well, you did use
Or the
one
other way
for
around.
getting rid of a condition one time, didn't you? Bleeding condition.
Yeah,
I don't think you used 2.
but he exhibited true justice after that, so he's fine.
At
Okay.
least once since then.
At least once, yeah. On a daily basis, he's regular.
So if we pass, we don't get the corruption point, right?
Is
Yeah,
motivation
that is
a thing in
correct.
this?
Yes, and I failed.
Motivation.
So
is
even
good.
with the +10?
Is it?
you have to come up with your character's
I rolled like a
motivation, and if
63,
I
and I rolled
feel
like a
you've justified that in the
94, so
session, but you've spent resolve, you can get it back.
What's my call? My call is willpower. 29.
39,
10 is
49.
39.
Yeah, 49.
What's your
rubbish.
toughness?
My
It's
toughness.
50. or
My
something.
toughness is 43.
And what's your endurance skill?
My
You can roll
endurance.
endurance or cool.
Oh, endurance are cool.
No, endurance.
Yes.
Listen to the games
My
master.
endurance is 5.
Yeah, I
so-
rolled on endurance because it's
Yeah.
70.
No, my toughness is 38.
Well,
Add toughness is 38. Add 5 is
Okay.
43.
Oh, okay.
So
It's about the same.
it was
They-
exactly the same. In fact,
Okay.
oh no, not quite. Less.
Okay, cool. So you...
Failed. And
Okay.
now have a corruption point.
Okay.
Whatever that means.
Torvald?
I passed.
You're going to grow an extra
Bagric
eye.
Do I have
passed.
to jump
Yep.
in the fire?
Passed. Okay,
scoped it.
cool.
You're going to grow an extra
So you
eye.
got 2 corruption points.
You're going to grow where your nipple
No, you
is.
said
No,
have
one.
But you had one before, didn't you?
No,
No,
I had
insanity.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, he's collecting the set.
He's one of everything.
Yeah.
It's one of everything.
Which is why he spent 2 of his resilience.
Should
You
you
spend
survive
2 more
long
resolve.
enough to gain more mutations? Oh, hang on.
More corruption.
Corrupting. Should you ever gain more corruption points than your willpower bonus plus your toughness bonus?
Okay, that's
I got
great.
an
Plus, that's
I
quite
got-
Immediately attempt an endurance test.
Oh, we're
So-
really good at that then.
Willpower.
That's kind of the point.
That's kind of the
I've
point.
got quite a while to get
Yeah,
there. I got a few.
We'll see how it goes.
Willpower plus stuff.
Okay, cool. So, you guys head out into the woods again, following the stream,
Yeah.
heading up towards the hills. Ground is rising slowly, and ahead through the trees you can make out the sense of the hills ahead. You know that nearby as well there is the graveyard on the hill that overlooks the village.
Yep.
The village can see the hill as well, but you're a little away from that, and you guys are doing some engineering.
I'm just tightening the thing.
Okay. I don't think it works. Okay. And it'll take you like a couple of hours to like trek your way through the woods. Now, I assume you're giving good distance to the stream,
Yeah.
so you're
Yeah.
not
Jumping up and down in it the whole way.
splashing in the puddles. Yay, I'm a dwarf, I can resist this. Yeah, I'll make you hard rolls.
Full on.
Psh, psh.
Bathing in it.
Yeah.
I just you
What
did that.
possibly go wrong?
You did that, and I just saw Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Grew up at the time.
Okay,
and that was
so-
popular. My name is Kevin. That was fun.
Oh.
The name still is Kevin. I don't know why I said it
Yeah,
was.
my name was Kevin.
Yeah.
Damn you. Thank God I changed it to
John's been
Macaulay.
watching too much Supernatural and keeps going, Sam!
Oh, yeah.
No!
Sammy!
Stop it!
Right.
Like that.
Okay,
Yes, we're marching up.
you're
towards
marching up.
the-
And after a couple of hours, and the day is moving on, you come up to the hills, and you can see now the ground really rising over there. Oh, that's a different hill over there. And you can see the kind of gap between them. And ahead, there's kind of broken rocks, and there is in fact, you can see now a cave in the side of the hill. And it looks fairly dark. You can see the stream is coming out of this cave, and it's just like a dark hole into a hill.
Oh,
Okay.
I've got conflicting opinions now.
Right, at this point, everyone stop. Before you go in, get some rag, wee on it, and wrap it round your face. We've dealt with enough of this stuff to know that's what you do when you're dealing with corrupting substances.
Go for it.
And Bagric is going to do it.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go behind a bush because I'm a bit like that.
So, Are you going to go and urinate on some cloths and wrap them around your face?
Yeah, I've done it, man.
Okay, you've done it already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Siegbert?
No, I'm good.
Morgan?
To be honest, I've probably experienced worse.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah. And the dwarves are pulling out pre-urinated cloths.
No. We've literally just
I know.
passed weed on them and
If Hartman was here, he'd have a little vial, wouldn't he?
yeah.
Scented.
Yeah.
Scented.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Okay.
I don't know, we only kind of contracted and got cured there of plague, what, yesterday?
Yeah.
So,
Just gonna remove
Been there, done
conditions
that.
with my special points.
if that works.
It does. Okay.
Can remove one
So-
condition.
With what?
so who has?
Resolve.
Condition.
Yeah, if it's a condition, then in theory Morgan's what's it magic would work.
Let me check the list of conditions. Hang on. And if it's a disease, might be separate to a condition.
Yep. Which is fine. But I'm just interested as
Yeah.
to, you know.
I will double check this right now. Here we go.
Dun dun dun.
Cracking TV.
I'm going to get really annoying here because I'm going to go, oh, what page is that? For everything. So, that, our viewers, when they want to look stuff up, or they want to check that we're doing it right.
Yeah. I thought you were writing it down.
Well, I'm doing that too.
Okay. It's page
Yeah.
593.
Wow, that's a lot.
Page 167.
Thank you.
Okay. Conditions. Multiple conditions. Master conditions.
Now,
Here we go.
if someone
Here we
had
go.
watched this, right, and paused it
Yeah.
while they were
Page
on the
560.
page, right, and couldn't find it,
But it wasn't
they came
page
back again.
500 because it was in
Maybe
fact.
they spent like half an hour trying to find it.
If they spend half an hour trying to find page 500 when the book is 300 pages long,
No,
then
I
they're a
don't
big
think it
fucking
is.
special to
Because it's got
begin with.
complete condition list: ablaze, bleeding, blinded, broken, deafened, entangled, fatigued, poisoned,
So disease
prone,
is not
stunned,
a
surprised, unconscious.
If a disease
So I'm just
gives
just,
you conditions,
you know,
you can
pointing this
remove the
out.
conditions,
But not
But
the
you're
but
disease.
you
still
might still be
diseased.
diseased.
Yep.
Let me just double check that.
I'm just
That's
concerned.
weird in and of itself.
Concerned for my friend here.
Oh yeah, I have this disease, but I don't have any of the symptoms. Because
Hey,
I
I'm-
removed all the conditions. But
Happens.
resolve. What's resolve? Oh, it's this thing.
Carrier.
Yeah, but then they can come back,
And then you run out of resolve, and then you die.
as in the thing.
Okay.
Grim
Okay.
perilous.
If you drink this beer, you have the condition. Okay. If you don't drink this beer, you still have the disease. You'll get the condition when you drink this
The
beer.
disease being alcoholism.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be a mild disease, but still.
Well, disease is a national pastime.
Well, no, I was merely using a
Yeah,
reference
so I
that was
don't
easily
think
at hand.
conditions are affected by
No.
No,
I understand. I
because
understand that.
diseases give you symptoms,
Yeah.
not
It's
conditions.
different.
convulsions,
So
fever.
the symptom
So
is
if we go in
bore
there
the six pack.
and you get symptoms, you can't remove them
was a
with
six
your
pack, it'd be a
removed
lot.
condition.
There's beer here. Okay.
Oh, no, I've got enough with 4 beers over the course of like an hour and a half. Or
Yeah. Are you driving?
Do you need to make some more terrain?
Okay, yeah. Okay, right. So we now know that that power doesn't work on diseases,
which is cool.
so therefore neither does resolve. So that's fine, unless the condition is like the bloody flux, in which case you get a bleeding condition. I'm not sure if it does, but if it did, if it gave you a condition, you could remove that. But you'd still have fever and
Yeah.
diarrhea and all the other
So
stuff that
who's
goes with
got wee rags around their face?
it. Yeah,
I still have a great big hole in my chainmail.
sure. Yes.
Putting my faith in Sigmar.
Yeah.
Is Morgan going for the wee rag?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still
Wait,
get
wait.
it anyway. 'cause
Wait, you
I'm just that
weren't
lucky.
doing it, but now you are because of metagaming, or you?
No.
No, I
Morgan was
good.
doing it.
I
Morgan-
played
yeah.
Probably
yesterday.
same
I think,
Yeah,
I
no,
think
Morgan
Morgan
was
said,
doing
I've done worse.
Yeah.
She did,
Yeah.
or he did, rather, a minute
Yeah.
ago. But changed his mind. Apparently.
Yes. Okay. So, you guys all wrap urine-soaked cloths around
me.
your faces, apart from those with faith in Sigmar. And you step forward bravely, Siegbert, into the gaping maw of...
Roll
At least it
a
doesn't
couple of
smell like.
And everyone else takes a step back.
yeah. Make an endurance minus 40. Okay, and as you guys approach the cave, you can see now that the stream is coming out here a little bit stronger. And as you go in, there is this kind of large gaping cavern at the front of it. And you can see the stream is coming down, and some of it is kind of pooling off to one side. And there's this kind of gross-looking puddle forming, sort of in a little bowl basin of the cave.
Yeah, so I have a contradiction. We shouldn't burn the house down because they'll know where we are. Oily substance, bad. Burn it.
Just because it looks oily.
I'm not doing that. I'm just like.
You're not sure it's actually oil?
No, I know.
Yeah, it
But
just
I'm
has
like,
the- yeah.
it's bad and wrong. Let's get rid of it.
Set it on fire.
Yeah, I'm going to stomp into the cave.
Okay.
You manlings might want to light a torch. It's dark in there.
I'm going to light a torch.
Let's light it outside first, just in case.
Alvin bravely lights a torch.
I'm going to light a torch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You light a torch, and flickering shadows appear from stalagmites and stalactites inside this cave, and you kind of make your way in. These kind of dark shadows kind of wafting around the room as Alvin is kind of looking around.
So-
Ooh,
Do you mean a lantern or do you mean a torch?
he's got a torch.
I don't think we
Like
actually have a lantern.
stick.
Lantern.
With
No, you've
fire.
got like
Okay,
yeah,
just checking.
yeah, you've got torches. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
rather than I think
I don't
Artwin's got has Arwen got a lantern.
Don't
I think everyone's got a lantern. I think you've got torches.
Since I haven't pissed on my face, can I do a prayer of hardiness?
Yes, you
There wasn't
can.
one of those lanterns.
I don't think people pissed on their face.
I mean,
But they pissed on
secondary
something.
action, but yeah. yeah.
They used to use those in the First World
Okay.
War.
It's 6 rounds, though,
Fact for
remember?
everyone.
Yeah, I was hoping I'd get more success levels, to be honest, and I was going to increase
I-
the duration,
Up it,
but
yeah.
I only
I
got
have-
the 1 success level.
That's cool.
I have outdoor survival stuff.
As you step past the large forming pool of putrescence, you mutter a prayer of hardiness to Sigmar, and you are bolstered. And the kind of scent from it is dims and detracts
Is
slightly.
it 6 seconds per round, is it? Is that what you
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Just going to
36
move
seconds.
into the cave
said? Of toughness.
Okay.
with
So,
prudence and caution.
is that what you're calling your shield and your...
Bagric is, and that was it.
Yeah. Okay, so you head into the cave, and this is a natural thing that's been carved by the flow of water, which has obviously run off somewhere in the recent past, apart from this small stream. And you can see now that the cave kind of stretches away from you down into the hill. And further on, you can see sort of higher up, small little tunnely flute things. But the main channel sort of goes down ahead of you. And as you get further in, further away from the pool of water, but there's still like water trickling and accumulating and coming around you and sort of forming into this stream.
What kind of rock is this?
It's limestone. So you get stalagmites and stalactites and
Yeah. Just
dripping everywhere, and the moisture from the hills kind of gathering.
Is the water that's collecting, like, as it comes in, is it bad? Or is it kind of stagnating in that pool?
No, there's still some. There's still a thin
still
stream
coming
that's
from
coming
further up.
from ahead of you, and you kind of making your way forward. And as you sort of get a bit further in, you can see that there's two tunnels sort of branch out ahead of you. One which has the stream coming through it, and it's actually like a lower set tunnel than the other one. This has got a kind of dry residue of an old trickle, maybe, in the other one. But the one on your right has the stream coming from it, and you head down that one. It's starting to get smaller and narrower in here, and you have to go single file. And it's harder to you're kind of stepping either side of this stream that's coming through the bottom of this tunnel, and you're finding it harder and harder to not step in it. Everyone make athletics rolls, unless you want to do anything to stop.
Okay, next question.
Yep.
Why the hell were they in this cave? Oh, we're in this cave. They wanted to know what was going on.
Maybe they saw something. You don't know what was here earlier on.
Yeah.
I think I'm literally walking on the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
I got a critical success.
Oh, cool. Right, it's kind of pass-fail. So
Spider
failed.
door.
you
Spider
failed.
door.
Okay. Passed. Morgan.
Yep, I'm good.
Passed. Torvald.
Passed.
Okay.
I always end up in
Alvin,
shit.
you splash your boot through the water at one point. You're kind of trying to step around it, but it's just hard. You know, it's dark.
Yeah.
You're holding the torch and you're kind of looking around at this cavern, trying to look around, and you do splash in it at one point. Make an endurance plus 20 test.
I'm good at that. I'm going to use a fortune point on that. I passed.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's a good roll.
Well, it's better than 96.
Definitely.
I have 1 fortune point left for this session.
Okay, cool. So you make your way down this tunnel, and as you do, you can hear ahead of you a faint chanting noise, a strange through the
Kind of guttural, deep.
slightly, but it's got a haunting kind of effect coming from the fact that it's
Sort of
coming down this
familiar.
tunnel.
Familiar.
Almost.
Familiar.
It is familiar. And
terrible.
you can hear this chanting going on ahead of you. Who is at the front?
I probably would be.
Bagrick.
I am not.
I was going to say,
I'm
spear.
I'm behind Siebert.
Oh, okay. You're behind Siegbert.
I've probably got
Yes.
Torvald behind me telling me where to go.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm behind Siebert.
So it's Bagrick, Torvald, Siegbert, or Morgan. Who's third?
I'm going behind the dwarves.
Okay, and then it's Alvin, and then Morgan's at the back.
I'm last. Okay.
You bring out the rear.
Yep, fine with
Okay, so Bagrick, you come into, it's kind of, this chamber kind of branches out, and at first you think it's two tunnels, one going either direction, but you realise actually that the wall in front of you is actually the base of a mound within a larger cavern, and you kind of realise that this kind of raised area in front of you within a large cavern, the water is coming down off of it and trickling down.
So the water's coming off the mound.
Yes. And you can hear chanting. And as you approach, you can also hear the buzzing of flies in this chamber, loud, as if there is like a large
Charnel pit.
swarm of... Yes, that kind of thing. Maybe. You don't know. But there's a large buzz. There's the movement of flies. Definitely insects you can hear in the chamber. And now you can really hear this chanting, this guttural kind of Fimir voice.
Called it. Bagrick, seeing where the stuff's coming from, is going to kind of nudge Torvald slightly with his elbow and kind of gesture with his head towards the mound.
Okay. So you guys are going to...
Kind of move round. I'm basically trying to move towards the source of the noise,
Okay.
of the chanting.
So it's going to... You could start to climb up this...
Oh, do we have to go over the mound?
The mound is huge and you have to go on
Alright, so
to
we
the
can't go
mound.
round, okay.
No, you get the feeling that there's maybe a round chamber with a dome inside it, on top of which the
Okay.
chanting is going on.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So you can go round it if you want to and come up from different sides, or you can start to climb up where you are, where the water is coming down.
Well, I'm not going to climb up directly out the water.
Not
kind of-
as in the water, but like
Yeah.
near the water.
Yeah, a bit further round and...
Okay. Right. So athletics rolls, not to see if you do or not, but how quickly you manage to.
I will
climb
go
up.
a bit further round.
Okay.
25. So
Yes.
So
You as
25
as you start to fan out,
Pass
you
fail?
hear more voices.
Like a mountain
Pass fail?
goat.
Or
Pass fail.
yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, success levels.
Okay.
Success levels. See how quickly you do.
Athletics, okay.
1.
4.
Pass.
3.
Just pass. Okay. 3,
1.
1,
1.
1. Okay. So Bagrick, you actually kind of move around and you sort of start climbing up. You know where in the rock to put your hands and everything.
Well, it was a minor.
Absolutely. And you start to climb up this mound. And as you do, as I said, you start to hear more voices join the original voice. And as you crest up to the kind of where the mound levels off at the top, you realise it's really quite large. And it's probably 60 feet across. This
Oh, okay,
mound.
wow, that is pretty big.
You saw it going round, but you didn't see how far it
If
went.
you
It's
look up, can you see the size of the roof of the cavern?
Yeah, you can see inside of the roof of the cavern with kind of, stalagmites
Stalactites.
coming down. And it does seem strange that this mound is kind of here, almost as if it's been formed somehow. And as you kind of climb up, you see that there are a cluster of Fimir, and some of them are looking outwards. So you kind of literally get to the top and you're peeking over, like climbing over. And you look over and you can see a cluster of Fimir dotted around. In the centre, there is one wearing some sort of strange robe or sort of strips of cloth as if like a robe, and is holding a stick in one hand which has got like skulls and intestines wrapped around it and various other things. And on the floor in front of them there is a what looks like some sort of large deer or animal. You probably think a deer. It's the largest thing you've seen in the woods here. And its body has been opened up, and the bones within its body have been kind of cruelly and disgustingly cut, wrapped together with sinew and muscle and intestine into a strange sort of skeletal icon in the centre of this mound, which you can't quite see, but you can kind of see this thing in the middle of the mound. And the Fimir are kind of chanting around it. And you look around and you see, look to your left slightly, and maybe 10, 15 feet from you, there's a Fimir warrior looking about.
Pete, can I like buffer it? But can I start in my own head doing the blessing of courage such that as soon as I notice anything like coming towards us or anything kick off, that I'll like
You can start praying. Remember, you can start building up your prayer.
Yeah. Just so that
cool.
as soon as shit kicks off,
Okay.
And as you climb up,
courage,
you hear, but it does make noise. Remember, you can't.
It doesn't apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I
I
found
have a
out
thing from the
from the thing
descriptions
from the thing.
that I saved.
Pray. Let's have a look. There's a
Well,
praise
it's more.
skill.
It's from the blessings.
They
Page.
need holy visions in order to actually.
Blessings are subtle and completely imperceptible to those without the holy vision's talent.
Use pray to meditate and focus your mind. Each round you spend praying in combat.
Because that's why I wasn't.
Okay, so you're doing it
If
in your
if it's
mind.
different in prayer, I don't know. But
No.
otherwise-
Pray says you can use it
Okay.
like quietly or out loud. I thought it was,
Yeah,
generally it would be
me
like,
too.
oh, kind of thing.
Probably he would generally be doing that.
Generally
Generally,
normally
but
holding his
in
hammer
this-
going,
in this
Sigmar!
case,
But yeah,
it's
you're not
trying to-
stupid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Invoke courage.
From my vantage point, can I see anyone else poking their heads up?
You can see to the side, Alvin is coming up one side,
Yeah.
and Torvald is round.
Okay,
Is
so
he near you, or are you round the other side of the water?
I was going to be on the same side,
Okay.
but a little further
Okay.
around. So,
So,
like, far enough
where you
people
are, there's you. Torvald's just about to crest the thing. Alvin's just over there. Siegbert's round there.
So I can see
Yeah, can I
people.
position myself
I'd be-
such that I can
Yeah,
be like
I'd-
in the middle of.
I'd probably be
Oh, yeah,
fairly
sure.
Get as
close
many
to where
people as we
Siebert
can.
was. After being like nearly killed
Yeah, and then healed by him.
and healed,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like
That's fine. So you're near him,
Yeah.
which means you're also near the dwarves, and Morgan is all the way around the other side on his own. No.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, okay.
Apparently,
Right,
I'm
continue.
bringing up the rear.
I don't
And
think
also
we're fanning out
didn't get
massively. I'm
that.
guessing it's just kind of a.
I mean, if
Yeah,
it's
just a
60
little.
foot, I don't
You
think you can go
basically
very far.
no, basically you've just gone a bit and you're spreading out.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't get that good of a roll, so I'm behind
Okay.
whoever anyway.
Who's on my left? Slightly further.
For anyone,
Yeah, it'd be
because
me,
you've
'cause
gone
I
in
was
and you've
Okay,
got,
behind
all right.
Yeah.
I'm basically going to kind of look over and kind of a nod, and then I'm going over the top.
And we'll leave it there. Cool. Okay.
I want to hit something.
Okay. So next time you will encounter the Fimir under the Black Hills, who seem to be corrupting the local area. Great, excellent, good stuff, guys.
Hey, look, Hartwin. What?
I found the box.
He probably won't bring him back.
Okay, so thank you very much for joining us. Please don't forget to go and check out our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also join us on Discord. There's a link below, and our Patreon. Another link below. Everyone who supports us helps to make it a bit better for everybody else. And
It's
you
gone
guys
over
are awesome.
40 now?
41. Yep.
Wow, that's
yeah.
over 40.
Yep. So you guys, yeah, just over. I didn't want people to think like, oh, 49. No, it's 41. But yeah, thank you. You guys are awesome. We love you for your support, and it has been a great boost for us to see that that's going on. It's great. And our subscribers are up to 1,094.
Wow.
So we've had another 94 since Christmas, so that's cool.
Awesome.
So thank you guys. Don't forget to go and check out our other shows. We've got Vostok's Chance.
Yep.
Our Scion show.
I'm looking forward to watching that.
Yeah. And we've got Star Trek Morpheus.
Yep.
If you want to watch 2 hours of complete nerddom of people trekking out, go and watch that.
How many
Keith and
times
I-
do people scan?
No. This was like a pre-session.
Oh,
we
is
were
it?
building the galaxy together.
Oh wow!
Like what's happened in the 20 years since Deep Space Nine and Voyager and all that lot. And we geeked out. It was, it's really good. Lots of fun. We've also got Masters and Monsters, which we just finished, and the finale, episode 13, just came up last week. So go and check that out. And soon we'll have Dark Heresy, which Lawrence is going to run. And he's got a few ideas that we may share with some viewers to see what they think about where it could go.
The Imperium is very large and very dark, and I've got lots of ideas. So let's see what the viewers might actually prefer to see.
Yeah.
See what we
might do that on the Discord.
Yeah, I might see
Okay.
on the Discord.
And then we'll have D&D Planescape coming as well. So please check all those things out. Go and look at all the things. We've got Drive-Thru RPG, Redbubble, a load of links below. And don't forget to join us next time on Flint and Steel. Bye-bye.
Bye.